Rabbit farming in Africa presents a promising avenue for protein production, income generation, particularly for smallholder farmers. This week on The Ghanaian Farmer, we are in Agric to meet the CEO of Trisolis Farm, Mr. Felix Apia Nyako.
For someone who was making 5.9 million cedis a year with 32 employees at our Dansoman facility, the move was difficult, but it was necessary. One, the gestation period of the whole project. Rabbit takes just about 6 months to be ready, and snails took about a year and a half to be ready. We were also thinking about how productive the whole process is and efficiency of the whole project, because snails is a niche market and only parts of West Africa and some parts of other countries like China that eat snails. Almost all the rest of the world are trying to kill snails, and we were the only ones trying to save them. Almost all the Agric colleges in Ghana and the Agric entities have also stopped research into snails. So it was almost a sinking market, and we had to make a switch.
He was formerly advocating for snail production all the way in Accra in Dansoman, and now they've relocated to Agric, seated on about 36 acres of farmland. And presently, he is championing rabbit farming. He also does a bit of duck farming and many other things. I'm even standing on a field where he's presently growing maize. This and many more are we going to be exploring when we talk about rabbit farming.
According to resources online, we saw that the rabbit potential market in Ghana is about $2 million.
What?
Per year. $2 million per year that we haven't touched. Currently, we do just about $100,000 a year, the whole Ghana, because people have adopted a hobbyist approach to rabbit. So we do like, oh, rabbit is like a pet, it's like a hobby. So me and my family pay, and boys, we just kill 2 or 3 and eat it. No. Now it has turned into a business. My name is Felix Apia Nyako. I'm the CEO of Trisolis Company Limited, and I'm also the CEO of Agricgate.farm.
In which year did you decide to switch finally from snail to the rabbitry?
Okay, so we started the snails in 2015. So after doing it for 7 years, in 2023, we decided that no, the ship was sinking. So we had to change or abandon it and look for an alternative. So in 2023, we started researching into animals that do not smell or make noise, that we can also use the same principle we use for the snails and use them even in urban areas. So we chose rabbit because of the properties that I spoke of, and then we are going to speak more about that. Yeah.
Okay. About rabbitry that we do not know.
Okay, so what we don't know is the surprise is this. Rabbit gives birth 5 times in a year.
In a year?
And when a rabbit is pregnant, just 30 days, it gives birth. And when a rabbit is giving birth, it gives birth not less than 5. That is the ones that we have, the foreign breeds. They give birth not less than 5. And the interesting thing is that one rabbit goes for 300 cedis. And that is the beauty of rabbits.
Whoa. In Africa, which country is the leading market in rabbitry farming?
So currently, where they have the best breeding stock, they have some do for fur and others also do for meat. The country that is advanced is South Africa, followed by Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe has a whole cooperative where they've put themselves together to raise rabbits for external markets like China and other places, and they also do fur. So there are rabbits that are raised for their jackets or their fur, and rabbits that are raised for meat.
I see. The structure, I see you have only metal cages here. Is it only metal that you can use for your rabbitry raising?
No, you can use a whole array of other materials, but for us, the most hygienic the longest, the most durable is metal, because these are galvanized metal. They don't rust, especially when they are under an enclosed area like this. Is excellent. It doesn't go bad. Some of the wood will grow fungi or will grow mushrooms. Sometimes you come and the rabbits have eaten some, they will die. You don't know what happened. Some of them too will try and eat the wood and either break their teeth, a whole lot of issues. But when they know it's pure metal, it's hygienic, it's much more longer lasting than other materials.
How much will it cost to do this whole cage we see right in front of us?
Okay, so the production cost is about 4,000 cedis for the whole cage, and then we sell it at 5,000 cedis because we input a lot of other things, and we also give you bowls that they are going to feed in and all that. But the cage itself is about 4,000 cedis.
And how many animals minimum for a startup person? So
minimum, you can start with one colony. A colony is about 4 rabbits, females, and 1 male in there, right? 4 females and 1 male is more than enough. 1 male can service up to about 10 females.
Okay.
So it is good. If you get a pure breed or a good male, it doesn't matter the female that you give it, it can still give you best young ones. Yes.
Okay. In the league of livestock, we have cow, goat, pigs, chicken, grass cutter, rabbitry. So are you saying rabbitry is more profitable than any of this?
Yes. So for someone who's been in the field for 12 years and technically been in there for 10 years after my university education, I can emphatically hands down say that rabbit is excellent. One, because of cost of setup, entry is almost zero. You can have no knowledge, just keep them in there, keep them clean. They won't have any diseases, especially if you are secluded like we are. Secondly, feed. Not a lot of other livestock that will accept only pure grass and other things. If you go into poultry, you have to buy all the time. You can't give them leaves around. Oh no, that's not going to work. But for rabbit, we can feed them either 80% grass and greens, and then give them just 20% prepared feed, and they will still be excellent. So that is why. And the space required, rabbit goes vertical. You can put goats on top of each other, you know, and other animals too, you can do that. But in rabbit, in terms of infrastructure, it goes vertical, saving you space. We can even go 4 tiers, which is excellent for them, and it saves us space and time as well.
With this secret you've discovered, why is Ghana still lacking in increasing the volume of rabbitry farming in Ghana?
I think it's about sensitization. People don't know. So if we are going somewhere, you don't know where the bus stop is, you stand anywhere, you might say there's no buses going to that area. But when you get closer, that's when someone will say, oh, stand here. Within 5 minutes, a bus will come and sure, you get there. The same hypothesis we use for rabbits. If you are outside, you would think that there's no market, there's no resources. You might not have even seen a farm like this with a lot of rabbits in there. Same thing. Once you get closer to the action, we give you free training, we give you free resources, and you can buy your own cages, set up anywhere. The good thing is most people have about 5 meters squared of space in their houses. You can put about 10 kgs of rabbit there and be very profitable. And you might be considered one of the largest farms in Ghana as at now if you have about 10 structures of these.
Apart from the meat, what else can we make from rabbits?
Okay, awesome. So the skin is used for belts, fashion accessories, all that they buy. High-end fashion. So let's even not think about foreign. Let's think local. Rabbit urine, which we harvest here. We have containers that harvest, are used to spray our fields where it has vegetables. It has, and it's very high in ammonia. And very corrosive. So when you spray on maize, it kills all the fall armyworms and all that. It kills them all. And then, so we use it as both a fertilizer, and then we also use it as a pest control. Because when you spray directly on the insects, they die. All insects will die when they come into contact with it. It has this ammonia smell, which when after working or killing them, it drops down into the soil. Ammonia is used for fertilizer. It now turns into fertilizer in the soil. Did you know that rabbit is the only one of the only animals that their manure is considered cold manure? You can apply right away. When they drop it today, I can pick it and put it on my farm and it will not burn the plants. But other animals like cattle, like poultry, you have to leave it there for it to break down
A period of
for
time.
about a month almost sometimes. So that's the beauty of rabbits. Everything about them is quick, instant, and very efficient.
How much can I give to Aggregate or Try Solars that I want to invest into one full cage of rabbitry? Tell me, how much should I bring you? And within what period of time, how much am I expecting as returns?
Okay, so we've made it easier. Not everybody can become a farmer, and we should do away with that everyone should go into farming now. So what we are doing is that those that are dedicated farmers like myself and other farms that you always interview, people should go close to them. We have set up a system called micro shares, where those who are in the 9 to 5 or the employment sector can bring their funds, and then we put in the production and then give them returns. So this is how it works. So as a company, we have divided our shares into small bits known as micro shares that we are selling at 1,000 CD per share. So you can buy 1,000 CD per share for 12 months into a short project that we are doing, which is 12 months. And in exactly 12 months, we're going to give you 30% returns on your invested amount. And it starts from the minimum is 10,000 CDs, but the maximum can be any amount that you want. So we are giving that opportunity for people to come, and we are just about an hour away from Accra, and you are encouraged to come and learn as well. So we don't want people just to invest. We want them to start learning. So every weekend you come with the family, you come and spend a weekend here, up and down, and you are learning everything. So if you want to leave your 9 to 5, it's easy. In a year or two, whilst you are coming for your investment, you will say, oh, then let me buy cages and start on my own. By that time, you know how profitable it is, how it works, how we feed them, and all the market aspect about it. So that is what we're encouraging people. And if you are also someone who doesn't trust anybody, that want to do it yourself, or even if you want to start, we are here to help you. We build the structures ourselves, so we use excellent materials, so we can help you set up by providing you the structures, the rabbits, the feed, everything you need. We are there for you to help you start.
Okay, now let's talk about the breed that you're using here.
Yeah.
We know that in the bush we have rabbits in the bush.
Yes.
Is it the bush ones we are seeing now, or it is something else?
No, the bush ones are smaller. So they can do about 1.8 kg to the maximum 2 kg. And that will be like a year. But the foreign ones, these are hybrids. So they are not pure breeds. But we have males that are pure breeds here. We have checkered giant, which is a pure breed. And then we have chinchillas, which are pure breeds. And then we have New Zealand white and New Zealand red. These are the only ones we are doing for meat production because they grow faster and they are larger. We have rabbits here that are 3 kgs, which is one of the biggest or the largest sizes you can get. You know, so whites like these are usually with red eyes and called New Zealand whites.
Right.
And then there are also orange looking ones, which are New Zealand reds. So those are the ones that we prefer them a lot because that's what the market also. But a dead rabbit, no one knows the breed of a dead rabbit.
Right.
You know, once you've skinned it, you don't even know what type of rabbit it is. So far as it is big, it is okay.
Okay. Yeah. So among all these you mentioned, which are the best that multiply faster for a startup person to buy?
Okay, so we mix checkered and New Zealand.
Right.
So if you mix checkered and white New Zealand or New Zealand white, you get the excellent option. They get very good fur. The one that was with me earlier with black spots, that's a checkered giant. So they are giants actually. And you mix them with New Zealand, they give you excellent option. They are very disease resistant and grow faster. In just 5 months, they are up to about 3 kgs for you to sell.
Okay. So if I start my rabbitry, after how many cycles of production would you encourage me to begin selling?
Okay, so I would encourage you to start selling about 1.5 years. Why is that? Most Ghanaians, when we are farming, do premature selling, and that kills the whole speed. So let's say you have an entity like a hotel that now wants to do grilled rabbits. They come to you the first month, you are happy, you sold everything. And it takes about 2 months for the new ones to come again. So how are you going to supply them? But after you've stayed dormant for up to 1.5 years, building your market, and then now they come to you and say, oh, we want even 20, you can give it to them because you've built your stock for a whole year. And now you know those that are graduating, those that are in class 6, those that are in this, so you can stagger them so that you can provide them the resources excellently. So that's what we want people to do up to about a year and a half. A year and a half will be an excellent option for a farmer to sell.
How will you describe the journey from 2023 up until now?
So it has been both exciting and terrifying because, like someone coming from a different industry into another industry, even though it's similar, it was both enticing and both rewarding. I had to go sit at other farms for up to about 3 days, 5 days just to learn how things work. The interesting thing about rabbit is that what I saw was that feed cost is very low. That was one of the things that I loved about them, because if you take your backyard, your normal backyard, out of the 10 weeds that you see there that you don't want, about 8 of them is rabbit feed. Every grass in Ghana is rabbit feed. So that gave me some excitement that, oh, I also have animal feed machines. So that means that I can pellet these for other people who want to do it. So the learning curve was steep somehow, because when you go, people say, oh, and yet it's not like how you see it. There's quite a lot to it, but I was able to do that. And I also have excellent trainees that are also on farm when I am not available. So what enticed me most is about the amount of monies and the little work you have to do. The interesting thing is that when we developed these cages, they were so good that when you don't clean it for even 2 days, the rabbit will be sterile, they will be clean, because the fecal matter drops from the first level into the second level, and the urine is also collected somewhere, making it excellent. So I said, wow, snails I have to clean and do a whole lot, have to disinfect, always be on top of my game or they start dying. But this, we've lost only 1 rabbit, which was bitten by an animal, which is not related here. But when you have them in a consignment or a confinement like this, excellent option. So I went to a farm once and the place was bad and it was smelling horrible. And I was like, nah, this is not what I want to do. I want to do a very good system where their animals will have clean fur. I had not seen a pure fur like this, white fur. When I went, every rabbit was tinted, like brownish white, brownish cream. And I asked, is that their color? They said no. But because their fecal matter is in there, that's why. So it has been both exciting and interesting, and we've started selling. That's the interesting thing. There's a lot of rabbit farmers out there that don't have a market. So we started. So we buy from the rabbit farmers at 200 cedis. And because we're a company, we bring them here, feed them slightly, and then resell them at 300 cedis, making a profit. So rabbit farming is very lucrative, and I would advise everyone to come in.
What do you think we should do to develop the rabbit market in Ghana?
We should create a lot more sensitization. People think that when we were all young, we were doing rabbits at the backyard. Some of us, a lot of people, you see, you ask them and they've done rabbit before. One, they know that they give birth to a lot, even the local ones, a lot. But the market was the only barrier to entry that they had. So if now they know that there's now a better market, almost everyone will start, because like I said, feed is easily accessible. You have very little feed cost. They grow a lot. They give birth a lot. And if there's a market, that was the only missing link. And that is why we are here. You should always think outside the box. So be like a rabbit, also think outside the box. One, you look at breeding stock. So you can just breed pure good rabbits and sell them at a higher end and then label them as breeding stock. So instead of selling them at 200 cedis, you can breed very heavy good rabbits and call them breeding stock and charge up to about 400 cedis per one. Right? That is one aspect. The second aspect is you can also sell feed, rabbit feed. So rabbit feed is easy. Most people are doing it in urban areas. They don't have access to grass and all these greens. So you can do hay. You can cut the grasses and bundle them up, dry them slightly, and then sell it to them as hay. We have people all the way from the northern region coming here to cut grass and dry them and send it back, especially during the dry season. Because in the north and other places, grass is not easily accessible during the dry season. So that is another aspect. The urine is also the third part of it. So all the urine we are harvesting, ammonia, pure ammonia.
Yeah.
So even if you sprinkle it or add it to your water, your irrigation water, that's indirectly getting a lot of fertilizer in there by itself. So that reduces your cost. Their fecal matter too is now bagged. A lot of people bag them and then sell it at 10 cedis per bag because they already get free bags from the poultry and other places. So you can sell that as well.
Okay.
And then the other option is training. I tell people we always underestimate training. Give a few people training and they can change everything. It's a ripple effect. Once I know, the next person will know, and then the next person will also teach about 10 people, like network marketing.
Right.
And then before you realize, we are all over. So the value chain is still a lot more bigger. And then we are also looking at rabbit as pet. So there are other types of rabbits like the checkered that you saw. And then there's one called lion head. It has very nice hair around the head like a lion. And then those are bred for pets.
Okay.
People keep them in the house. So you can sell them at a premium cost up to about 1,000 cedis per rabbit for breeding as a pet, you know, and that's another awesome egg.
What are some of the petty or basic disease that can worry rabbitry, and how do I curb it or prevent them?
Okay, so like every other animal that eats, because we pick it from the ground, they are prone to be worms, they are prone to be other bacterial, fungi, and other things in there. So what you can do to mediate or like mediate that or limit it is that one, you yourself, you be very careful the number of people you allow into
your farm.
Yes. So once they are used to you, you guys share a bond. So they are used to your diseases, they are used to your issues around you, and you know them. So when people come here and they move quickly, they get startled. That might let them harm themselves. They might get sores and then start issues. And then there's also coccidiosis, which affects them a lot. There are worms that they get. So we have a remedy of putting dewormers. Like every human too, you need to take dewormers. So same thing, you put it in their central water and then it goes all around for them to drink. So, and then cleanliness. Once your place is clean, it can baffle you that for over a whole year, you will not see diseases.
Wow.
That's why this cage system is so good, because when they drop fecal matter, it goes to the second stage. It doesn't touch the rabbits. So even, sorry to say, 3 days you are not there, the rabbits will stay clean and be excellently done. So cleanliness is one of the measures you can do. And then the second one is feed. So always dry your feed first. Because there are worms and other larvae on there. Once you dry it first, all those pathogens will go away before you even feed them to the rabbits. That reduces the risk of them eating anything bad and dying from that.
Is rabbit farming sustainable?
Very, very sustainable. So let's say you have a single plot in your urban area. You can do poultry, they make too much noise. You can do any other farms, they smell, they do all that. And if I was in the snails, I would say start snails, but now we are into rabbits. So we say you can do these vertical structures. This is less than 1/8 of a plot, and it can hold up to 500 rabbits here alone.
Wow.
Because
a full cage takes about how many animals?
Rabbits.
Okay.
A full cage takes 12. So if you are putting them back to back, even back to back is another saving measure. So one will face here, one will face here, back to back. You can get up to about 500 in 1/8 of a plot.
Wow.
And that is how beautiful it is. Other animals, you cannot stack them up that way. So that is one advantage of rabbits that I love. One, I was just like you. About 10 years ago, I had exited from university. I did my service at Anglo Gold Ashanti. That's why I met my wife, by the way. And then she was a railroad. She was into restaurants. So that was where I started from. And then I know your troubles. I have been in the industry for 12 years now. I know everything about it. We know mitigation measures. We are one of the companies that get insurance as well. When we started snails, after we built for you, we gave you insurance at a small fee, and that made sure that even if worst case the inevitable happens, you don't lose your money. Same thing here. We are providing systems that don't let fecal matter and waste touch the rabbits, so your probability of failing has now reduced drastically. We also teach you freely. Even if you are not buying from us, come to us. We know that every young person doesn't have money. We don't have money to put in training. So the money that you would have put in training, like 500, 1,000, use that to start. Come get a good breed rabbit, which is disease resistant, gives birth a lot, and then start your farm. You can start with 1 male, 1 female, and that is all you need. And the number one important thing that you need aside that is passion. So be passionate, be curious, get close to farmers like us. We're going to give you free training. If you go on Angel House page, I know a million things on there.
Right.
So go there, learn, and find a passion, not necessarily rabbits. Find something that you, even when you are tired, will kick you out of bed and say, hey, go and see your animal. And that is an excellent option.
Why have agriculture become so personal to you?
So I am from a very poor background. My dad was the old-time police. They were earning up to 1,200 a month, and he wanted me to be part of it. No disrespect, but at that time it was so poor that they were earning up to 1,000. And we were 3 boys, my mom and my dad. That was woefully inadequate. So for a poor family earner who didn't have any uncle who was rich, who would put me in other government appointees, now I have pictures and I've had business interactions with almost every high-ranking personality in Ghana, all because of Agric. If I wasn't in Agric, sorry to say, who would I be? Someone would say, whom am I? Whom am I to be greeting the likes of, Alan Chamatin, the president, everybody. I've been in contact with all these guys, and it's excellent. So it gave me opportunity, one, and it gave me hope. That was missing because I saw my dad, I saw my mom, and I was like, if this is going to be my life as well, it will be depressing. Because we're living for our children only, from hand to mouth, going to borrow. When your salary comes, it's already finished. I said no. And time. I wanted to be different. I wanted to spend more time with my family. So now I can come to the farm like twice in a week, and the farm will not collapse. I'll still be in touch of everything. Everything will be moving on smoothly. But can you go and work for somebody and say that I'm coming to work two days in a week?
No.
Oh no. Even the managers still come. So that is the interesting thing, and why I love Agric is that the barrier to entry is also zero. Sorry to say, there's no taxation now. If you're doing production like we are doing as a young person, you have no tax liability up till 5 years.
Right.
And even that, when you're doing pure production, you don't get taxed. So if you have proper structures that you can bring in investors, you register legally, and then everyone knows that, oh, this guy is trustworthy. Mind you, there's going to be a lot of money coming in. And let me give an example. So out of the Agric, whilst we were doing the free training, we saw that, oh, we can give personal training to everybody. How can we expand? So last year we launched a project called agricgate.farm. So www.agricgate.farm is a place that people can learn Agric at the comfort of their home. You take your phone, if it is pepper farming, rabbit farming, snail farming, mushrooms, you just go on there, type in and start learning. So it was due to Agric that was able to do that. The one interesting thing I also like about you is that you love to travel just like me. And unfortunately, my dad had never traveled till he passed away. Never. Not on vacation, not on everything. But fortunately for me, I've traveled on vacation before. The likes of British Council, the likes of SMV, Netherlands, GIZ have paid for my tickets for me to go learn UK, US, Canada, everywhere. They've paid for me freely. Mind you, because of Agric, not because I'm special in any way. So because of Agric, I've traveled to about 16 countries. Kenya, most part of Africa, because of this. So I see this as a no-brainer. Baby, you'll be famous, one. You get money. I had not seen a million CDs before. But last year we did 5.9 million CDs in revenue.
Wow.
I had not employed one person before. As up to last year, before we dissolved the snail side, we were 32 workers each one getting SNET, each one getting all that. Our overhead was about 80,000 salaries in a month. And that's how interesting the Agric sector is. And let's take someone like Dumelo, for instance, right? He entered Agric, even though he was famous already, that gave him now what? He's the deputy Agric minister.
Yeah.
Where does that happen? Only in Agric.
But you've mentioned a lot of opportunities that young people can explore. However, the negative narrative about Agric, it's like a stain in your dress. It's still there. What should stakeholders, African leaders, what should they be doing to, you know, get more of the young people in the space rather than them running away to the European countries?
Provide safe haven and hope. Everyone that's running, someone who is walking through the desert that knows that they are going to die, I can promise you that it's because there's hopelessness. If you tell someone that there's hope, whenever I speak about this, I get teary because I know people that have walked on the desert. Someone sent a video to his brother, last video that he died. And whenever I remember that, I get teary. Even now I'm teary because of that. So someone moving from a country that provides him everything and going to somewhere to start an unknown, something is chasing them. Hopelessness, job insecurity, food insecurity. We have vast lands. Even our tar roads are getting overgrown by weeds. That tells you that we can even plant besides the roads and still make a lot of money. Provide avenues where young people feel safe. One, provide hubs where they can go and learn. Internet is inexpensive. Provide internet for them to do free thinking of their own businesses. And then provide them with some incentives. Even if you don't give them the money directly, you can partner with entities like us and say, oh, build 1,000 cages, set them up, show them how to do it, and they will pay back. I can tell you for a fact that they will pay back. Because I know a lot of young people that want to do this, but the startup capital
they don't have the resources.
Is poor.
Okay. If you're given a chance to change one thing about agriculture in Ghana, what would that be?
One, I'll change the land tenure system.
What about the land?
Lands are owned by families, individuals, chiefs, unscrupulous people. One land can be sold to about 10 people. If not for lands, we have so much land, but because of the tenure system, you buy 40 acres and in the middle belongs to one person who doesn't want you to do it. So instead of plowing the whole 40 acres, you now have to go corner. Next time you come, they've intentionally plowed the road. A whole lot of chaos because of land tenure system. But if our tenure system belonged to one maybe company, one government or something, an entity will come and say, I want 2,000 acres, and the government will not bat an eye. They will say, oh, from here to here, pick it. But here, you have to go to 10 farmers, if you want even 10 acres, 10 people, plead with them, beg. They will pay, you pay them, their daughter will come and say, my dad did not give me some of the money, so if you want to start your farming, pay me as well. Like that. And then you are done. Starting farming, land guards will also come and say that, oh, this one is under our control, or guy, you have to put something down. Then the chief will also say, oh, you didn't pour libation. That's one cattle. That's about 6,000 cedis. Let's do that. Before you want to start, the chief priest will come, crane. Here is the fetish place. Kindly give us 10,000 cedis. And then they will give you. So the whole lot of wahala. I've had 4 investors come into Ghana because of us. Land was the only problem. And when you go to the Lands Commission, it's as slow as a snail pace.
My brother, there's a lot to talk about in terms of land tenure system, but finally, what would you tell people who are watching you, who have not explored the rabbitry space or industry? You have sat down, researched, and then you switched from a niche market to another niche market. What do you have to tell them? And those who want to reach out, how do they find you?
Hope has arrived. Currently, Trisolis is asking people to invest. If you want security, we have it. Transparency, we are there for you. A company that has been in existence for the past 12 years, has done up to about 5.9 million cedis in revenue, and has insurance and has a lot of outlets. Everyone knows my face. Everyone knows everybody that has been working with us. The second option is that you can also start your own farm. Barrier to entry is very low. You can come here during the weekends, sleep for free. We have accommodation, and then you learn how to do the rabbit and you can start on your own. The other option is that you can also partner with us on a large scale. We do, and then we provide you with profit on your funds. So we're here for you, with you, and for you. We provide you with better structures. We provide you with systems that are better for you to do your rabbit farming in. We also provide you with pure breeds or hybrids rabbits that you can raise at your own pace and at your own time. Give yourself up to just 8 months. You start earning revenue in this business. And the interesting thing is that everything you see around you, out of 10 weeds that is around your environment, 8 of them is rabbit feed, and we are here to buy back from you again. So meaning that there's no issues now. Your barrier to entry is almost zero. So if you want to start a rabbit farm with better cage systems, structures, and available market, call on us 0249 234 809. Or you can start any other Agric entity or Agric business by going on to www.agricgate.farm, and then you can start your journey into Agric. And this has been Ghanaian Farmer, one of the wonderful platforms. Adios.